beautiful. Hope you're doing well. We're back in Tucson, Arizona today. Third live on Nancy Guthrie. And now we're going to do the third part of the series, which is to give you the voice, because you're also, in a sense, needing a voice to be able to ask the questions. And you're amazing at asking questions. There went our notification. And yeah, you're better at it than I am. I'm excellent at reading tarot cards, but you are far better at asking the questions. Now remember, I'm not a psychic. I don't play one on TV. I'm not a medium. I don't talk to the dead. Only Jesus himself is allowed to communicate to me and be my guide. I don't rely on other spirits. I don't tap into the underworld. I do not do divination. I talk to Jesus. Everything we do on this planet is with the intent is the important part. And I'm sure Jesus is going to use the cards knowing that my intent is with him. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's get our first question on the board. Nikki UK. Remember, everything is alleged. It is my humble opinion. And that being said, let me go ahead and get started. Nikki UK question. Was a local involved in Nancy's kidnapping allegedly? Was there a local, meaning someone that lived in Tucson, involved in Nancy's abduction? Thank you, Jesus. Was a local involved in Nancy's abduction? We got one, and we got a couple here. Ooh. Well, the tower is definitely the abductions, so Jesus is hearing us. This is changing things forever. This is ripping things down to the foundation, even ripping up the foundation, having to start completely over from scratch. This is a catastrophe, and that's basically what we have. We're asking if this is a local. Well, perhaps they were local, but perhaps they ripped their foundation up and moved elsewhere. We have fast-paced communication with the Eight of Wands. A lot of communication coming in about this tower. The hidden card, the world. And so I would say not necessarily. In fact, we could be looking at an international perp, because the world could be international. This is also, in the traditional tarot, a closed cycle. It means travel. It means not doing things the way you did before because it's over. So I would say unlikely that they are local at all. It looks to me like they came from somewhere else. And maybe they live in California. Maybe they live in Mexico. You know. And I randomly grab my questions. Sometimes I go back up to the top. Sometimes I go to the bottom. So don't fear if I didn't get your question asked. I come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. Next question. And thank you for that question, lovely. Marty Gibson question. Does Nancy's children have the power of attorney over her finances? Well, we need to find that out. That's an excellent question. Do any of Nancy Guthrie's children or even son-in-laws have power of attorney over her finances before she went missing? Okay, we got a clapper. That usually means there's something very important coming. Thank you, Jesus, for the answer. I rely on you to guide me through the truth, and I trust. There's something confusing about that. So we have too many offers. Doesn't mean that it's true. There's something confusing about that. All right, so let's re-question this. Before Nancy was abducted, did one of her children have power of attorney over her? We have burden, Ten of Wands, and we have protecting how far we come. So we do not have an answer. not a yes or no answer. What we're getting is there's something very confusing about the power of attorney. There was something undecided, yet to be determined. There was a burden. They were discussing it, perhaps. Perhaps it was on the table and they had not made a decision yet because they were seeing that Nancy could no longer take care of her own finances. And then we have protecting how far you come. Why? High Priestess, the one that knoweth, that doesn't say it, that's her loved one that has betrayed her. I could keep going with every read. It just takes me back to family. It's not telling me yes, but it's not telling me no. It's saying that before her passing, there was a great deal of confusion about the burdens, the responsibilities, including finances. So, that is our answer. All right, you guys, I jump all over, remember that. Spilled paint furniture flipper. Question, was the FBI okay with the sheriff announcing the family is cleared? Ooh, let's ask it a little stronger even, Spilled, all right? Did the FBI agree that when the sheriff said that, did the FBI agree with the sheriff that the family is cleared? Did the FBI feel that the family was cleared? Get a new perspective, baby. We got that hanged man. FBI was not seeing it the same way as the sheriff. No. In fact, the sheriff kind of like did his own thing. I'm pretty doggone sure. We got the hanged man, major arcana. This person had to hang themselves upside down by their ankle to get a new perspective because they didn't see eye to eye with the sheriff. They see things completely different. In that, they see it as somebody that the motive was to have a new beginning of freedom. The Fool card is about freedom. You see how he's packing light? He's got that and that's it. This person is about to take a leap of faith off a cliff and they're not bringing nothing with them. And the reason is because they're getting a new beginning. And the Fool card, if you look right here, is 0. And it's the first of 22 major arcanas. These are life-changing events. And in that, this is a life-changing new freedom of events. So the FBI was feeling that somebody wanted a brand new beginning, that they wanted to get freedom of some sort of burden. We have this little dog. I always think of Nancy's dog when I see that. We also have the divine timing, somebody that has put in a great deal of time. So the FBI is seeing this as whoever did this, not only did they want a great deal of freedom away from burdens, it's because they felt that the person that did this had invested a lot of time, not just a once and done, not just a worker, but that somebody that had nurtured it from a long, long time. We would have a seed, we would have to water it, weed it, care for it to grow this money tree. And yet it only produced one coin. So they had high hopes that they were going to get a huge harvest. They made it this far. And so with the Hanged Man, I would say that the FBI did not agree with the sheriff. And that, my friend, was an awesome question. Let's clear the deck. We're going to go ahead and ask the next question. I'm going to get a drink real quick. I talk a lot, and it's very dry. I've been thinking about getting a humidifier, to be honest. All right, my lovelies, let's see who else has a question. Zozo. Question. Was the blood on the porch planted to cause confusion on which exit Nancy was taken? Let's just go with, was the blood on the porch planted? Was the blood on the porch planted? And then we'll do a second part to your question. Was the blood of Nancy planted on the front walkway? Okay. Well, it did land in the reverse. So we have something here of protecting how far you've come, but there's a secret to it. Something hidden about protecting how far you've come. This is the Nine of Wands. They built a wall saying, don't come any further. You're not crossing. They're guarding the only opening there is. However, you got a secret. So let's continue and find out what the secret is. Was the blood planted on the front walkway of Nancy Guthrie's home? Thank you, Jesus, for giving us the answers that we need to figure out what happened. Woo, baby, baby. Look at the cards. Yeah, yes. Oh, we have an affirmation right here. Oh, look at this, okay? So, what we got is judgment. This is the yes. This is a final answer. The final, is that your final answer?
Well, yes.
Because we have judgment. The angels are calling these people. It's judgment day. Judgment is a firm yes. We have before that, we've got that hidden, protecting how far I've come, protecting myself. We've got the star card, trying to get attention. And what are they doing? They're pouring onto the ground. They're pouring liquid onto the ground to get the attention. That's what a star is. You know, the brightest thing in the sky at night is a star. And if you didn't even believe me, look at this. We got the cups again. And 2 cups are missing. We're supposed to have 8. We're supposed to have 10. We've only got 8. This person's on foot and they're walking. So I would say highly likely. The hidden part is that they're trying to get attention to go that way. Follow the breadcrumbs. I believe the blood is staged. I do, according to the cards. All right, my lovelies. Amazing questions, as absolutely always. You guys never cease to amaze me. I wish I could think of all your wonderful questions. We got my bird, Sunny. Welcome back, gorgeous. Will we ever know the truth? Gosh, I hope so. I hope in my lifetime. We have the devil and the Hierophant in the middle. Will we ever know the truth as to what happened to Nancy Guthrie? We have 1, 2, and 3. So we got Nancy Guthrie, the Empress, right here. This is the mother of all moms. Doesn't she remind you of like, what was that show called? Had Edith and Archie Bunker. I can't remember the name of it, but doesn't she remind you of Edith, like a loving, kind person? And she's pregnant, not with a baby, but with opportunity for something to be known in the world. There is information. And the Empress always delivers abundant amount of awareness. So when you think of like back in the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito case, and Gabby was constantly getting this, when her death was finally discovered and that it had been a homicide by Brian Laundrie after all that time, what we found out is it began a huge DV awareness. And they have foundations now that it just brought everybody to aware. So something in Nancy's case is going to bring great awareness. We have Ace of Wands. Yes, we will know. That's a yes. Aces are yes. It has a phallic stick, masculine energy, very masculine energy around Nancy and the situation, as well as we have this celebration gathering. You could see this as a nightclub, a bar, it's a tavern. It's where you get your drinks together and you celebrate. And so there's definitely some awareness about this cult, possibly, right? Or hangout or place. There's going to be great awareness and knowledge. Yes, affirmative. I do believe we will know the truth according to the cards. And thank you, my bird Sunny. I greatly appreciate you. Question from Miss Jan Funk. How are you, lovely? Good to see you. Question, did the person that took Nancy, did they stay at the Airbnb behind Nancy's house? I wish I had asked that. Yes, excellent question. Let's find out. Did the person that took Nancy Guthrie, did they stay in the Airbnb behind her home? Let's Strength card. Page of Cups. Wow, wowza. Wow, wowza. We're not getting a great answer. What we're getting is we have taming the inner beast, putting your hand and set. It's almost risky, right? They were taking a high risk in something. The perps were. They're very close to the tiger. And if they approach this tiger the wrong way, that tiger could bite them in the hand. But it's as if they're not fearful of the tiger because they have protection. So there's something here about, we're asking about the Airbnb. They had protection in some way where they could get super close to Nancy and not be detected like the invisible neighbor. What's next we have is we have a Page of Cup, which, this guy's like, hey, you want a cup with a fish in it? And you're like, why would I want a cup with a fish in it? That's a stinky offer. So there's some sort of stinky offer, stinky idea, bad idea here that's being protected. And what's interesting is we have the family. And what are they doing here? They're near the neighbor. Look how close they are to the neighbor. So it is possible that they stayed protected in a way with their stinky offer, but they could have been close by. Let's qualify, because I don't have a solid answer on this location. Were the perps staying in the Airbnb in the back of Nancy's home? I don't think so. Well, it could be. I'm at a perplexed place because I'm getting this hangout. It's like they had a hangout, but it's not giving me that the Airbnb was the place. But they are gathering and they are meeting. Bottom of the deck for clarity, decision, an illusion, swift action on holding her to rest. Yeah, same story. I'm sorry I wasn't able to give you an exact answer, but that's the best I can do on that one. There's something there. Can't quite pin it today. Spilled paint, furniture flipper. Good question. Did Annie and Tommaso hire someone to take out Nancy? Ooh, remember everything's alleged. I'm going to give you the goat. Spilled paint, you're getting the goat. Excellent question. Excellent question. Jesus, please give us this answer. I would really love to know if it is within my well-being. If it is going to help the case. Did allegedly Annie and Tommaso hire a hitman? We've got that guy that is unreliable. He's inconsistent. He is very impulsive. Does stupid crap. Knight of, Wands. This is, salamanders all over. He's the Don Juan, but he's also the action taker. We have the abduction card. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. All aces are yes. And this appears to be a payout to hire this dude who's riding in toward the money to do the abduction of Nancy Guthrie. Boom! In my opinion, the answer is...
Yes! Give me a Y! Give me an E! Give me an S! Yeah!
Yeah, I believe it's true. I truly do. That's a clear answer. Thank you, Jesus. I really did need that. I needed to understand what you were telling. Great question, you guys. Let's see. Who hasn't had a chance to ask a question? Let's see if we can find somebody. Here we go. Marion, welcome back. Question. Is the ransom letters a red herring? Are they fake? Are the ransom letters fake? Are the ransom letters all fake? Are the ransom letters fake? I am so sorry about today. I have 4 of Wands, King of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups and the Lovers. Choice between 2. What this is telling me, there's a lot being said here. This is suggesting that there's some ransom letter that is connected to Nancy, but it wasn't a ransom letter. This is connection to the victim right here. We also have somebody that's in their feelings. The King of Cups is all about emotion. They look cool, calm, collected on the outside, but they're paddling like a duck under the water. We have family card. And we have lovers. Who are the lovers in the family? Cameron is, we never seen Cameron's wife. We don't hear, Savannah talk much about her husband. She's over with Carson Daly. When I think of lovers, I think of Tommaso and Annie. You feel me? So, I don't know. I would lean toward yes. That's a great question. Trish Campbell, hello, love. When Nancy was taken from her home, did they take her to a secondary location? Okay, I get what you're saying, because obviously they did. Did they house her? Or did they dump her in the, desert, right? So you're asking, did they hold her? Did they hold Nancy in a secondary location after the abduction? Was Nancy held hostage? There it is. After her abduction? Was Nancy Guthrie held hostage after her abduction at a secondary location? The Star. What do we have? There's that guy that was hired, right? That Knight of Wand. Focus. Thank you. Ooh, communication. So the Star can be a yes card. This is also, they were waiting on communication. So yeah, they took her to a secondary location. The perpetrator did. Here's the perp. They were worried about attention and being seen. And most importantly, they were trying to contact whoever hired them to get the next step. Okay, I've completed step A. We've acquired, we have the acquisition of the victim. Now what do you want me to do? Let's just sneak. Bottom of the deck, moonlight. It's at night. And they want to know before morning. So they may have moved before morning. We have Nancy, burden, plan, lay her to rest. So she may have been taken for the rest of that evening, or morning, I should say, till sunrise, because we got the sun. And then the words were to lay her to rest. Dang. Thank you for that question, lovely. I'm just looking to see if I've missed anybody else's question. Jennifer Swain, hello, lovely question. Was the woman screaming in the car on the night in question Nancy? Ooh, that's a good one. So the neighbors reported hearing a woman screaming. They reported it, all right? Called the po-po in a car. Jennifer wants to know, was that Nancy Guthrie? Was that Nancy Guthrie in the car? We have the offer guy making an offer. King of Cups. That's usually somebody regal that wants to do the right thing. We have the Lovers. They may have been having a fight, you guys. I don't think it's related, but we'll continue. We have a blueprint. We have the plan, Lover's plan. Somebody wanted to be single. They were having a lover spat is what I believe. The lover spat. This appears to be part of a different saga, even though this is my Nancy card. This doesn't feel like it's Nancy making the noise. It does not feel like it's Nancy making the noise. It's like a lover's spat because somebody wants to be single. They're having a fight. That's intriguing. Good question, Jennifer. Excellent question. All right, we're going way to the bottom. I tried to jump all over to give everybody a chance. Nick UK, was Nancy supposed to have been kept alive? Oh, what a great question. Was Nancy supposed to be kept alive? Okay, there's the answer. I haven't seen it yet. I've jumped it around the desk. It jumped onto me. It went on the floor. We do have the plan. So you were asking what was the plan here? Were they supposed to keep her alive? Got the plan of action right there, the blueprint. You guys, we have almost 200 in chat and we don't even have 100 likes. Can you please go do that real quick? I would so appreciate it. I'm working hard here. Did that flip? Yeah, I felt it. Betrayal. Betrayal. So a plan of putting a knife through a heart. The plan is to take her out. This is a hit, not to keep her alive. And it's by somebody she knows. It's by somebody she's known since they were a child. And they're holding on. They're holding on to her. Get a new perspective. We have the bar scene, the bartender. We have the attention getting. And we have that King of Cups, somebody with deep feels. And they are just full of regret. And then we have that dig deeper, dig deeper. So I would say no, this was a hit. They were never going to keep her alive. You can't put 3 swords in someone's heart and expect them to live. Nancy had a heart problem. We have the plan is betrayal by someone she loved. It's laid out like perfectly clear. So this was a hit, not a kidnapping, in my opinion. Eliza, welcome to Private Eyes. You get the goat. You get the goat. Thank you, lovely. Ask any question you'd like. I'll be on a few more minutes today. Thank you very much for joining us, Eliza. All right, let me see. Okay, I love you guys, but quit saying great question because I see the word question and I think you've got, so say, thanks for asking, good one, or something. Just don't put the word question. That way it'll go smoother for me. Marty Gibson, question. Does the person that took Nancy work in law enforcement? Woo, Marty, you're getting the both goats. Excellent question. Ooh, I can't wait to find out the answer. Good one, Marty. All right. Did the perpetrator, were they ex-law enforcement that took Nancy? Was the perpetrator, any of the perpetrators that took Nancy ex-law enforcement? We got the 8 of Cups. We've got the plan. And we have the drug dealer on speed dial. Bottom of the deck, I got cut it out. No. So everything tells me here that this is somebody that's on the other side of the law. All right? This is somebody that likes to run around and do bad things at night. We got the night. They're running around on foot. They're scoping out people's homes. They are slick like a used car salesman, but they think they got it all. They think they're charismatic. They can get any woman they want. They think they're the kind of guy that's going to grease back their hair on purpose. And that's the plan. The plan is to cut this out. And so I'm not seeing the King of Swords. I'm not seeing Queen of Swords. Nothing tells me this has to do with law enforcement. But I get why you're asking. I do. That was an amazing question. Whew, that was a good one. All right, Marion. Question is a ransom. Oh, we did that one. I answered that one. Please only ask it once. That way, if I've already asked it, it turns gray when I ask it. And there we go. I'm giving you so many rules today, right? All right, are we there? Are we there? Did we do it? I want to just see if I missed any questions. Question. Welcome, Eliza. Oh, Smudger was going to ask a question. And then welcome to Elijah. Is it Eliza? I think it's Eliza. Welcome, lovely. Welcome, and thank you. Thank you. All right. I think I'm seeing great question, great every time, so I don't know. I think I did it. All right, my lovely's coming up to top side. Wow, I learned a lot in this reading. The questions you guys asked were very, very brilliant. You get an A. You get the go. Every one of you is getting the go. Every one of you that asked a question is getting the goat. Because you deserve it. Those were awesome questions, and I wanted to know the answers. Wow, what a day. I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and I want to triple thank you if you are on your third live with Mama D and our family, because that just means you are truly dedicated to Nancy Guthrie, and you are truly dedicated to us finding the answers together, which is so important. I want to find the answers for Nancy. Now, on a private note, I found it interesting that I came out and I shared with you guys, for those of you that saw the live, where I went into detail about me repetitively waking up at 3:34 a.m. and the dream that I had, and pulling out that cloak. In my mind, I was holding on to a cloak and I'm looking up at Tommaso's face. It's all in my dream. And then it was within 48 hours that Savannah's interview came out on the Today Show. And she was talking about how she was woken up every single night. And I was like, wow, you feel me? I just think that means something. I really do. I love you guys. Trish, welcome. Trisha Mingo, welcome to Private Eyes. Private Eyes, we're watching them. I so love it. Thank you, lovely. I love that. You guys are wonderful. And that way you can ask your own questions. You can come into and your membership here on this channel, it lasts you all month. So what I mean is you don't get like 1 or 2 lives. You get lives all the time as members. And you can come into the chat and you have free roam. You have full access, right? That's amazing. That's right. Zoe's saying make sure and check out 1111dex.com. Let me give you the address. We'll go right here. You can see it. It is, let me see if I can make it bigger. Let's make it bigger. If I can grab it. No, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, I got the right one now. Let's make it bigger. Woo, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. All right, check out the shop, you guys. We have a deck party. We always do it on Wednesdays. I shouldn't say always. I postpone it once in a while, which I did last week because I had the count and stuff. And because of that, guess what? I got 2 weeks worth of brand new, awesome, unique, amazing. Wait till you see some of these products. I can't wait to share them with you. Tomorrow's going to be one of our biggest deck parties. I just know. And I can't wait to be there with you. I love you to the moon and back. And I will see you again soon. Make sure you tune in next time we come together for our live readings and so forth. I'm going to be doing a live on Trapped. Annie Guthrie. Not Nancy. Trapped Annie Guthrie, because being trapped, I'm not giving her an excuse. I'm saying, did she lose it? I think there's something to this. But anyway, I will see you again very soon. Thank you for absolutely everything, all the likes, all the subscriptions, everything you've done to support this channel means the world to me and our family. I love you. Say a little prayer for Nancy. And with that, bye for now.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I'm here to stay. Destiny